Mistakes were made.
All right, what's up, guys?
Morning.
We're back at it again. It's bright and early, about 6:30 in the morning, and we're doing another range test. But we figured the first one I did solo, did 64 miles, but wasted the last 18% battery. But that was stock everything, stock tires, regular tire pressure. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna compare our two bikes between these little skinnies here, which are 2-inch 19s. There's not too many 19-inch wheel options. And then John's got his 3.25-inch 19s that are much taller, much heavier. They handle way better, but we're gonna see what it does to his range. I've also disconnected my headlight, so I'm not gonna be running a headlight. I'm not gonna be charging any of my phones off of my USB port. I'm gonna be running off of a little charging brick, and I have the PSI up to the max, 40 PSI on my tires. So we're gonna try to go all the way to, we're gonna do the same route, but I'm gonna try to make it to 100 miles hopefully today. We're bringing our chargers with us. So you have your charger, right? No, you don't.
No.
All right, well, we gotta go back. John forgot his phone cable and his charger, but we're gonna bring chargers. John's probably not gonna make it all the way back, so he's gonna have to stop somewhere to top off his charge to make it back, most likely.
Most likely.
We might be surprised, but we'll see. So yeah, so I think it took me almost 5 hours last time to do my route, and I just had to finish it a little quicker because I told the wife it was going to be 3 hours, and it wound up being actually over 5. So with stops and everything. So we got all day. If we do get stranded, wife's off work today, so she's at home, so she can come pick us up if we need her. We got radios with us. I got a helmet this time. A few people commented we need to wear helmets. I guess we should. So yeah, here we go. Alright, so we just made it through the canyon. We're at 13.2 miles, and John just hit 90%. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. A little chilly.
Yeah, it's definitely a little chilly. I'm waiting for this sun to warm us up a little bit, but glad I got gloves at least. So, alright, so see you at 75%, I guess.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm at 93%, so I'm doing a little bit better, but not as much better as I expected. So I guess the tires aren't making that much of a difference, but we'll see once we get down to the lower ranges. So.
And once your regen kicks in.
And once my regen kicks in after 90. I just hit 90% on my battery, and I'm at 15.4 miles, so going pretty well. So we're at more than a mile per percentage. So we're not going to maintain that, I'm sure, but still, I think 100 miles might even work out today. So John's at 87 right now.
87.
So he's doing pretty well too for his big tires. So
Not
all right,
too bad.
keep it going. Alrighty, so we've been riding for an hour and 37 minutes. Average speed 15.6 miles per hour, 25.5 miles we've gone so far. So, John, what's your battery at now? We're at 75% on yours?
Yeah, 75%.
So I'm at currently 80%, and we were hoping that we could make it to Six Flags, but we're pretty close. That's right there, that is Superman and Lex Luthor's Drop of Doom. We're just a couple miles away, but already he's doing quite a bit better than I did with my stock tires on his fat tires. So, and then I'm doing a lot better with these skinnies. So I think we're gonna be able to hit, I think I'm gonna be able to hit 100 miles. I think he's probably gonna be above 80, but we'll see.
Hey, I'd be happy with above 80.
We made it to Six Flags, 27.63 miles. I'm at 77%. What's your battery, John? 71% on John's, 77% on mine. So I think I was at like 68% on my last ride. So going pretty darn well. Alright, so got down to 72% now. I was at 74 when I got to the top of the hill up above Six Flags. I was at like 29 miles,
I was thinking maybe with my regen braking I'd be able to gain that percentage back, but I'm down to 72 now with almost 32 miles. So that didn't work, but still, I think both of us are still at about a mile per percentage. I'm about almost a mile and a half per percentage. So John's dropping a little bit, but still doing pretty good. So we're gonna start heading back towards Acton, but so far so good. 31.77 miles. All right, so John just hit 50%. We're at 41.44 miles. I'm at 59%, so I'm still on track for about 100 miles. I'm right at the 1 mile per percentage, but usually that drops on the way back because it's pretty much all uphill, so we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
So, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm hoping to hit 80.
All right. Alrighty, so we're at 47.2 miles right now. John's at 38%. I just hit 50%. So we're probably about 12, 13 miles from home. But we're just gonna go a different route, take Sierra Highway. It's probably another like 6 or 7 miles, but right now we're gonna make it back easily. He'll probably be back with, even this route, probably around 20%. I'm hoping I'll be around 30. Looks like I'm kind of averaging right around 20% more battery life than John. So right now at 50%, 47 miles, 47.5. So I'm on pace for, I don't know, what would that be, 94 miles, but we're not gonna maintain that pace because we're gonna lose some battery going uphill. But so far, going pretty well. All right, so John just hit 25%. We are 15 miles from home.
Yep, 15 miles.
So I think we're gonna be all right. We've done 53.6 miles. So I'm currently at 39. It just dropped below 40%. So I'm definitely gonna make it back with plenty to go. Hoping to hit 90 miles. It'll be close. John probably, I think he's gonna hit like 75. So we're getting there. Hey, John just hit 10%. I'm at 26%, so that's, I guess, the last quarter of mine, but we're at 59.9, about to hit 60 miles. So I think, John, you're gonna die probably right at the 70 mile mark.
Probably.
Which is pretty much right about when we get back home.
As long as they make it back.
So there's 60 miles right there. We just hit 60 miles. So it's gonna be close. You might be hiking a bike for a bit. I'll come pick you up. I'll come pick you up. But I think you're gonna make it. Hopefully.
We'll find out.
Hopefully. Just hit 25%. We're at about 60.5 miles. And our ride time is almost 4 hours, 3 hours and 57 minutes. Strava app pauses automatically when we stop. We started at 6:30, it's now 11:30. So we've been on the road for 5 hours and I've still got a quarter of my battery left. And we're, I'd say, about 10 miles from home at this point, maybe 9 miles. So we're getting there. I think if I can get 20 miles, I think, yeah, 20 miles. I think I'm gonna break 80 miles, I hope, but we're getting close. John is feeling the range anxiety right now. He's at 5% now after maybe a mile and a half when he was at 10. I'm still at 21%. So I'm doing good.
He's gonna make it home.
I'm definitely gonna make it home. We're about 9 miles from home. Actually 8.5 about now. So we've gone 62 miles now. So He needs to make it 70 miles to make it home. It's not looking good. Last time, when I did this ride with my stock tires, I was at 55%, or I was at 55 miles with 18% battery when I got back. So right now I'm still at 21% and I've gone 62 miles. So this is definitely, I'm going a lot farther. So I'm 7 miles farther with 3% more battery life. So I think I'm definitely, and I ended with 65 when I killed the battery. So I think 80 miles is going to be in the bag. I'm hoping near 90. We'll see. I think I'm going to be picking John up though.
Yeah, I'm already at 4%, so we'll see when I'm at the top of the hill.
Yeah, the problem is this is all an incline. So the route that we took, basically, it's a lot more climbing. We're going up over this little mountain range, and then we're going to drop back down into Acton. But the last like 5 miles is all downhill, but we just got to get over this hill right now. And that's kind of what's killing John's battery. So I think the best way we could get the most range is if we just did like a beach ride and try to just coast that way. But at least, you know, we're going to have pretty much the same elevation gain. Cybertruck, the same elevation decline and incline. But yeah, John's in trouble right now.
Yeah.
Well, he's at 2%. We made it to the downhill part, so now he's just got to try to coast. We just made it into the Acton border. We just passed the Welcome to Acton sign, but we're still a ways away from home. At least 6 miles, 7 miles probably. So
I'm at 2%.
yeah, 2% cruising, but we're coasting at 18 miles an hour right now, so. Yeah, his regen doesn't work, so he's got the first generation of the Talaria, so he has no regen, but we don't really need it, we just need to coast. So this is helping, but somebody's gonna be hiking a bike. It happens. We're 65 miles now. John's got like 1/10 of a mile more than me because he had to go back to get his charger. He's completely shut off. 1%. No throttle.
Nothing.
Keep going. Don't stop. He's coasting to a stop. Try to go right here. See if you can coast down Red Rover. We're going to try to get as much of this downhill used as we can. So I think this will get us over. Oh yeah, you're going to get another half mile coasting down this hill. That counts. Because our elevation is still higher than what we started at anyways. So we can use the downhill. We'll just take off. We'll take off that 10 steps that he just took off of our final distance. And I'm at 18%. So my last ride, I was at 55 miles with 18% left. I'm at 65 miles now with 18% left. So if I can get 15 miles out of that, I'll hit 80 miles. So I don't see myself going. Well, we'll see if mine does the same thing John's just did, where it just basically went from 10 to 1 in like 4 miles. But this is all downhill. I mean, maybe we can make it into like downtown Acton. No, there's no way. There's a high school right here. Maybe there's a charging outlet you can try. Well, we're 4.5 miles from home. I went ahead of John to see if this high school had any working outlets. I found one. And he just assumed there wasn't going to be one, so he just kept going instead of waiting a couple minutes. So now he's got to walk his bike all the way back here. And he tried to tell me that we're only 1 mile or 1.5 miles from home and it's all downhill, but it's 4.5 miles and it's not all downhill, so he's going to be better off stopping here and charging it. And it's in the shade. It's a nice spot. You'll see it in a second. So 66 miles, 66.1. So I'd say John made it 66 miles, 65 and a half or so with his coasting. But there we have it. Working outlet. I still got 18. I think I just dropped to 17%. So let's see how long it takes to get like what? We got 4.5. We got about 3.5 miles, mostly downhill. So I think we'll just charge it to like 10%. That'll take maybe, I don't know. Well, we're about to find out. I bet it'll take us like 10 minutes to get it to 10%. So be back in 10. We're at basically 14 minutes right now. The first like 3 or 4% took like no time at all, just a couple minutes. But now we're at
9%.
9%, if you can see it on the camera. 9%. We're gonna wait for it to get to 10. I think we could probably make it back on 5%, but we're gonna give it 10 just to be safe. So pretty sure.
No more hiking.
Yeah. I mean, at least we can make it into like downtown Acton. So if you needed to top off the charge, I'm sure we could probably do it at one of the restaurants or one of the grocery stores. But
There it is, 10%.
there we go. So 14.5 minutes, 10% battery. So 4.5 miles, 3.5 miles, something like that back. So here we go. So we made it back. Pretty much pulling up to the driveway right now that we started at. He's at 7 now. So we probably could have made it with just a couple minutes of charge because it was pretty much all downhill, but I'm at 60, almost 69 miles. So I'm gonna keep going. John's gonna take off. So I'm probably a mile and a half from the Thousand Trails Park we stay at. So John's moving back in there today from our friend's spot over here. So see how far I get. I got 15% left right now at about 69 miles. So see if I can squeeze out 80 miles out of this thing. All right, so just hit 10%. 72.7 miles, so we're gonna say 73 miles with 10% left to go. So I hopefully can go 7 miles on 10% to hit 80. So just cruising around the park. So if I do, when the battery does die, I should be close to a power supply, so I can just top off my battery to get back home where my RV is right now, about 3 miles away. So looking good. Alright, we're at 79 miles and 3% left, so let's see if we can get one more mile out of this. Miles, one battery, we're at 2%. Just clicked over to 2, so I'm gonna ride it till it dies, but I think it's gonna go another half mile at least, maybe 1 mile. We'll see. Alrighty, 1% just died, coasting to a stop. 80.3 miles on one battery. Barely made it, timed it perfect. Back at John's trailer and RV. So I guess that's the record. I don't see it going any longer. Till the next one.